Before the video starts, I just want to say that the reason this took so long is literally the first time I rendered it, it rendered with an error. There's parts of the video missing. The second time I rendered it, it looked fine, no errors, uploaded it. 10 minutes in, the audio stopped, as some of you know. Now, this should be an actual working version. I hope. I'm so sorry, guys. Feel free to come yell at me on Twitch. I'll be streaming later. Finally, enjoy. I know there's going to be no views, but enjoy for those who are watching. Take care. What's going on, everyone? iLootGames here, back with another video. And tomorrow, I believe we have the return of content, which means the return of iLootGames. So I'm super excited about this. But let's go ahead and go over the patch notes that were just released. And then I got some things from the DevStream I want to point out to you guys. I did watch the entire DevStream, so there's a couple of things that I think you guys might find interesting in it. It's really not worth watching the whole thing, so I'll just pull out the good stuff. Hey Legends, we couldn't be more excited by the release of crossplay beta with the Aftermarket collection event. The event itself will feature an exciting new LTM called Flashpoint, tons of rewards, a new caustic heirloom, and more. Check out the blog for more details. Alongside that, we're also making plenty of smaller buffs, tweaks, and fixes too. Read on and arm yourself with all the info you need to give yourself an edge when you drop into Aftermarket. See you in the arena. So this you get a good look at the new skins, which these are going to be the rare skins that they're going to have in the event. The Loba one looks pretty badass. We've seen that one leaked for a while. The Mirage one looks okay. I do like that there's money on it. It might be kind of worth it. You know, that one looks okay, I guess. I know a lot of Bangalore mains have been complaining that they don't get love. Since the launch of Apex Legends, crossplay has been one of the most requested features from our players who want the ability to play. So we already know about this. We already know about the LTM stuff, and you can read more about it at all the old stuff. This is our first time getting a look at this skin close up. It's looking very nice. And then you get a look at the Bangalore's blue chipped skin. So this is a Hemlock skin. This will be one of the free skins that you can get, and I'm assuming this is, yeah, that's definitely the free charm you can get. So these are going to be the ones you can work through the track and earn for free. And then we have the caustic heirloom. And I'll go ahead and put up the inspect animation that they shared on the DevStream. All right, so here we go with the legend changes. Rampart increased the rate at which Sheila's bullet spread tightens. Now, to explain this very quickly to you, basically they are saying in the DevStream that everyone is pretty much used to Rampart's gun. Hardly anyone gets killed by it anymore. So what they did is, instead of making it like have that, it has the long wind up, but it's sped up now. So when the gun first starts up, the spread is all over the place and then it tightens into like a laser. That's going to happen quicker to help give people who are using the Sheila a better chance at killing people with it. Bloodhound. So Bloodhound's tactical cooldown while ultimate is active from 6 seconds to 8 seconds. Basically, they said that it was over buffed, they felt, and that you are truly scared of a Bloodhound. Right here, going against a competent Bloodhound, there would only ever be 2 seconds during which you're not scanned. So they did increase it from 6 to 8. Changing it to 8 means you've got 4 seconds of being revealed and 4 seconds to reposition in between pulses. So that gives you more of a chance to, you get revealed, you know you're unrevealed, you have 4 seconds to move yourself around before that Bloodhound can once again scan you again. It is a decent nerf to Bloodhound. Pathfinder, now this is one of the coolest changes. Grapple cooldown is now based on the distance Pathfinder traveled. The shortest possible pull has a 10-second cooldown. The maximum cooldown is 65 or 35 seconds, but you're going to have to swing a very long distance to get there. Have fun out there, friends. Pathfinder mains, rejoice, the Outland's happiest robot is getting some love. Instead of dropping grapple cooldown back to 15 seconds where it was before, or moving it to 25 seconds as a compromise, we considered a player suggestion, thank you to Reddit, to have the grapple drain energy as it goes, similar to Titanfall 2. The difference here is we're looking at your full distance traveled from the moment you leave the ground to when you're on the ground again and not sliding at crazy high speeds. What this means is 2 things. Bad Pathfinder players no longer need to fear the faceplant grapple quite as much. If you're not going anywhere, you're not incurring much of a cooldown. If you're a really good Pathfinder and looking for the absolute max distance grapple, you'll still have a 35-second cooldown, assuming you land it. This both buffs Path at a little less for the scariest robot players out there, and it also opens up room for extra skill expression. Can you find useful short distance grapples that'll give you a shorter cooldown but still do something good for you? Looking forward to seeing what you all do with this one. This is a very cool way of doing this. I think they did an excellent job at redoing the Pathfinder grapple. So, you know, I know a lot of people think that I just like hound on all these notes usually, but I think the Pathfinder one, excellent. They did a great job. I'd love to see the Pathfinder main comments down below. Wraith updated sprint animation. Okay, so this is a lot to go over. Wraith is a very challenging legend in Nerf. We look at legend performance across a number of axes, how often trios with this legend on them win games and place highly, how often this legend gets knockdowns versus is knocked down, how often this legend is picked. Across each and every single one of these axes, Wraith dominates. And yet each time we hit her abilities, which we've done a lot, she bounces back within a few weeks without bleeding a lot of pick rate. Her kit is uniquely useful both in solo games and in highly coordinated games. Also, she's really cool. We get it. We don't want to hit her abilities anymore. We think both she and Pathfinder have been pushed to the edge in terms of cooldowns and utility nerfs, where pushing them any further would just make it a lot less fun to play, and we don't want that. So we started looking at other legend-specific things that could give her this power and discovered that her sprinting animations are unique in how much they artificially shorten her by hunching her over. This is so what they're talking about is that Naruto run where she's bent over with her arms back. This makes her hitbox much smaller, thus shrinking her shootable area from the perspective of the enemy. It doesn't sound like a lot, but taken together with her already small hitbox, it's a lot of power. This patch, we're introducing a new set of sprint animations for Wraith. These are much more upright and expose a larger area of her body to gunfire. Now, we know her old sprint was iconic and we hate to see it all go, but we believe this is the best way by far of bringing her in line without having to hit her abilities again. Depending on what we see after these animations go live, we may even be able to put some power back into her abilities. No promises though. As always, we'll be listening to feedback and monitoring data on this change. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys exactly how her new sprint animation will look. This was pulled from the DevStream, so you guys have an idea of just what a change this makes. And this is a big deal, especially when you're talking about her strafe animation, where she kind of crouches down because she goes into the sprint animation. And it makes her very difficult to hit when she's strafing. So I'm excited to see this change. I think this was a really needed change and a great change without nerfing her abilities or her hitbox change. So I think this was really well thought out. I'm excited for that change. Crypto's drone can now open loot vaults. If Crypto has a key in his inventory, it consumes the key as usual. Cool. Loba increased range of ultimate and passive from 3,100 units to 4,500 units. So now she's able to see loot farther and she's able to pick up loot from a longer distance with her ultimate. And Loba now starts the match with her ultimate half charge. So what they said in the dev stream is they felt that Loba's ult was kind of useless when you first drop and you're looting up because you're already done looting the POI by the time her ultimate is ready. Not really a point in it. And instead of making the cooldown quicker, what they're doing now is when you land, you already are at half charge for her ultimate so that you can actually use it quicker and it's useful when trying to suit up a full team. In the end, I believe Loba, until her tactical is fixed to where it doesn't make you so vulnerable, maybe it happens quicker, she's going to be pretty useless. Her tactical is a great way to get killed. Not only does it show exactly where you're going to end up, but then you have a cooldown right when you hit the ground, and you have a cooldown while you're taking off from it. So in my opinion, Loba is still the worst legend. This does, however, make her a little more useful for the team. Weapon meta, Devotion, increasing hip fire spread at a base level and also increasing the spread added while firing. Spitfire, we try to keep hip fire numbers consistent with similar weapons on the same class, so the hip fire spread increase of the Devotion is also applied to the Spitfire. To compensate, we are reducing horizontal recoil on the Spitfire. So this one was, they knew the Devotion was super scary up close and being hip fired while it's not supposed to be. SMGs are supposed to be king up close. So now they're going to make it so that the spread is much higher, so it's harder to laser people from the hip. Triple Take reduced fire rate from 1.4 to 1.3. They just felt in the dev notes that they buffed the Triple Take too much and the time to kill with it was too quick, and so they are trying to find an area where it's better, so they feel this change in the place testing made it a little more even, you know? Quality of life, loot prompts now show how much damage an Evo shield has accumulated, so you can make a better decision when switching. Okay, this is huge. This is what I've been wanting for the longest time. It's dumb that they didn't come with this right away, in my opinion, but I'm so happy we finally are going to have it. So not only will you be able to swap the same shield, even if it has less damage on it. So like on this one, it has 2, but it only needs 40 damage. You're going to be able to swap. Even though you have a full shield, you'll be able to swap for it. So it's really cool. I think the next complaint is going to be that people are going to be accidentally armor swapping to it in emergencies and not realizing it's low, just that it needs less damage. And that's going to be the next complaint. Mark my words. That's going to be the next complaint. There's always going to be a complaint. You know, people always find something. But I am so happy about this because I don't have those too many moments where I have to like quick swap, you know? And you'll be able to see the damage visually very easy. So I think it's going to be okay. You are now able to switch the same level armor that has less health if it is closer to evolving. Loot prompts will now have a small indicator that lets you know if your teammates need this item so you can ping it. So this is really cool. This is actually telling you you're looking at an item that your teammate asked for, which is awesome, or that they need. I don't know if they necessarily have to ask for it, but they need it. That's amazing. That's going to make team play so much smoother and looting up so much better. Performance display is a new option that activates a panel that appears in the top right corner of your screen during a match. The data displays is as follows: FPS, latency, loss, choke, in and out. So this will let you know exactly where your issues are, and it'll probably help the devs figure out things quicker. Like when they have tournaments and everyone's complaining of lag, now they're gonna have all this information right on the screen that they can say, hey, let me see your gameplay. Let me see that info. Thank you. Now they can try to work and decipher exactly what's happening. So hopefully we'll find server improvements happening quicker and people's issues being resolved quicker. If you're noticing persistent issues while playing, this display may help you and us identify what's going on. The performance display can be enabled or disabled at any time from your gameplay menu. And this is how it's going to look. Anonymous mode. So this is the big one, has been added to the option. Anonymize your name in the champion presentation, obituary, and other locations of living opponents. So this is huge. You're now going to be completely anonymous in the game if you want to be, which is what a lot of pros and streamers have been asking for, is to be able to hide their name so they aren't picked out and they're not followed. Now, how this is going to work in tournaments, I don't know, because everyone being anonymized would be really annoying. So I hope it doesn't take place in tournaments and we can actually see kill feeds and understand what's happening. But in pubs, this is going to be pretty cool. In ranked, it'll be probably pretty cool for those guys who feel like they get hunted, like the TSM when they play ranked, stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting, especially on my part. You know, instead of punching out Preds now, I'm going to punch out anonymous people. If your name's anonymous on the box, I'm going to teabag it. That's it. It's decided here on out. Everyone who's watching this video, you're part of this. You see a if you don't watch the stream, you probably don't know that I do this. Anytime I see a 3 stack of Preds, we dive in on one of them and we punch them out and full kill them and run off. Just as a punishment. You're 3 stacking pubs, bro. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So now if you're anonymous, just like with Zeus teabagging TTVs, anonymous gets teabagged every time. That's it. Spectate me, watch and know I'm disrespecting you. I don't know who you are, but it's happening. All right, now on to the next. Level 0 evil armor will now appear as empty in the inventory so you can ping to request for armor. I did notice this issue the other day. I'm glad that's fixed now. There are more banners placed around World's Edge to better support Crypto's ability to see nearby squads in his drone. That's kind of cool if you're a Crypto man, because it does get annoying when you're trying to find a banner. Out of bounds timer no longer refreshes each time you enter a new out of bounds area. The timer is now a fixed amount of time, 30 seconds. If you enter a new out of bounds area, the timer will steadily decrease. However, if you only have 5 seconds left, the timer will keep refreshing up to that 5-second mark. It should work against people exploiting the timer while still allowing time for people to get down if they land up there. Random favorite selection added for music and loading screens. That's kind of cool. Doesn't really matter though. Holo sprays will now remember which players like them and will display a count to the owner. This also prevents other players from spamming like on the holo spray. Okay, legend tokens have been minimized to a tooltip in the lobby. However, hover over your currency to see your amount. Bug fixes general added the ability to ping the satellite dish at Crypto's map room from the drop ship. Gibraltar fixed an issue with the bubble shield looking white in certain conditions. Lifeline fixed an issue with the Guardian Angel skin having a stretched neck while using Sheila. Just leave it, bro. That's kind of cool. Fixed an issue where care packages will not be allowed to be placed on certain parts of capacitor rig and salvage. Tiffany, that never happened to you. Caustic fixed caustic barrels from being placed at an angle On shipping crates, Mirage fixed an issue that prevented Mirage decoys from being pinged, fixed an issue that did not allow Crypto's drone to highlight decoys. Octane fixed a visual issue that removed Revenant's shadow form from a player after jumping off an Octane pad. It fixed an issue with the jump pad clipping into the ground in certain areas. Crypto fixed an issue with his drone not detecting Watson's security fences. Fixed an audio issue with Survey Beacon sometimes making very little sound when it's using as Crypto's drone. Fixed an issue with his drone not taking damage from directly below. What? That's crazy. Revenant fixed the issue with the HUD of the replicator staying on screen when the totem effect wears off. Loba fixed inconsistencies with teleporting onto a supply ship. Fixed an issue allowing teleporting into drills around lava fissure. Fixed an issue preventing teleporting on certain terrain and staging. Rampart fixed an issue with doors closing when dismounting a place Sheila in a doorway. Fixed an amp's cover from floating in the air when placed on a supply ship. Fixed an issue with being able to place Sheila on loot bins. Fixed an issue with Longbow, DMR, Triple Take, Massive, Sentinel not always receiving the amp cover buff. Fixed an issue with the amped cover being able to be placed at bad angles around the map. Fixed an issue with the amped cover not being destroyed by initial blasts of charged rifle. Fixed an issue with bullets being amped before they cross the amped wall from certain angles. L-Star fixed an issue with overheating occurring when firing a single shot from the weapon multiple times. That's pretty much it for the notes. There's only one other thing I really want to point out is that they did say they are listening and working on sound issues. They know there are issues. To end this video, I'm going to finish out with that clip so you can actually see their own words, what they said. I hope you enjoyed. More content is now going to be coming from my channel. Now I'm going back to streaming 2 times a day. If you're not already following me on Twitch, please follow me. Since we have crossplay coming, I can play with everyone now. You guys can play together. Discord link is down in the description. Join Discord. You're now going to be able to find tons of people to play with. So I'm so excited to we already have over 5,000 Apex players in our Discord. Now's your opportunity to join, become part of that family, and find people to play with, find good people. So I appreciate all of you guys. Here's that stuff from the DevStream, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.
And then the last thing that I just wanted to touch on was audio feedbacks that we've been hearing from the community. We know that there are issues with the audio right now. I just felt like it was really important that we say that. Every patch we work on audio, and it's just a beast that we're battling with. So I wanted to give a little hope that we are doing some more significant changes to address this in the future. Just know that we know, and we're looking at it and we're working on it. A lot of people are working on some big stuff to try and make this better. So
yeah, I think we're looking forward to kind of like, of course, shipping some of those changes, also talking about them a little bit more in detail. But yeah, I appreciate kind of us just, McCord letting all of our fans know. We hear you.